Well, his consistency has been remarkable. I think, he's run three of the top 5 or 6 times in NCAA kind of consistently, and I think you're exactly right. It's confidence he gives you as a coach to know that it was not a one-off fluke, that he's going to be able to replicate it. He's going to be able to do it at the conference meet and the national meet. And I think if he runs the way he's run all year, he's going to be top 2 or 3 in the conference, which is the fastest conference in the country in that event. And he's going to be top 2 or 3 in the nation when he gets to the national championships. And so, as fast as he's run, I'm more impressed with the consistency because it's really hard to be that consistently good.
Olisted made his second appearance this season, getting first in the mile.
Mm-hmm.
What did you see out of him this week, and what are you hoping to see out of him his next outing?
He had a good race this week, but it wasn't great. And he needs to be more aggressive and see himself as a sub-4-minute miler and a guy who can make it to the national championships and become an All-American. In my opinion, he ran timidly. He ran like he didn't actually think he belonged in the race until the last 300 meters, and then he lit it up. I think he played it way too safe. And this time of the year, it's not time to play it safe. It's time to go for it and see what you can do. And so I'm looking for him to run much faster in 2 weeks. He's either going to run at Iowa State or Washington. We're not sure yet. We're looking at the fields to figure out where he fits best. But, I think the positives, he demonstrated these in very good shape and ready to run fast. The negative is that he's got to approach it psychologically more, in a way that more reflects the fitness he has.
On the women's side, you had Edwards and Nichols setting personal bests in the 800s. Edwards had the third best time in the NCAA for the 800. It seems like every week, whenever I'm reading about the team or whenever I'm looking at the results, they have somebody placing in the NCAA top 5 or somebody setting a personal best. How are you feeling about this team right now after 4 meets?
I think we're in a really good position. I think we need to get better still. I think I just told the team, I think we have 4 women's events ranked in the top 10 in the country, which I don't know when the last time that's happened. That's, 4 women ranked in the top 10. And then on the men, I think we're 6 of them in the top 35 or so, and 3 or 4 in the top 10, maybe 3 in the top 3. I think our DMR is ranked 3rd, John Teeters is ranked 1st, and Nick Miller is ranked 3rd. So, and on the conference level, they're all ranked very high too. We have a lot more depth in the conference. I think we are hoping we can win the conference meet on the men's side. I think right now we are probably behind Texas, but trying to gain ground. I think we were behind last year this time and did pretty well. On the women's side, we're looking at, we're kind of seeing us as being a 3rd to 5th place team right now, which would be great, but we want more, and it's going to take, big performances at the end of the year to move up.
And then you're less than a month away from the Big 12 championship. What are you hoping to see in the next few weeks as you ramp up towards that?
Like I said before, I want to see in the few weeks we have left before the Big 12, people willing to take chances and risks right now. When place doesn't matter so much in some of these competitions, it's more about performance best and seeing where you are. I want to see people run with some aggression and some, willingness to take risks. And then I think if you do that and you run well, it gives you confidence going into a meet that's more about place and racing and finishing high. And so that's what I hope to see. I hope to see our confidence go up as we run a little more aggressively and kind of move up the conference ranking.
All right. Yeah, and then talk to them about the DMR teams for both the men and the women. I mean, they ran together for the first time last weekend, and what kind of potential do they have?
Well, the men's team I thought did an exceptional job, and the time they ran has never not made the NCAA championships. It could this year not make it. We might have to run again. We're going to watch how the next few weeks go and decide if do we need to take another shot at it to kind of defend our spot. But that time has never not made it before. So we're feeling pretty good about it. To do it, for Fabian, it was his, our opening leg. It was his first race of the year. And also Matthew Fairs, who ran the 800, it was his first race of the year. To run that well in your first race of the year is very impressive. So I think we're in a good position. I think we can get better. Chad Noel ran an exceptional anchor leg. I don't know if he can get a lot better than he has because he ran so well in that leg, but we can get better at every other leg. And I think, the ranked 3rd right now will probably drop down a few spots as more and more teams take cracks at it. As long as we stay in that top 12, then you get into race day with a chance to win.
And then he mentioned earlier, but talk some specifically about, that group of the women in the 800, Nichols, Camacho, and Edwards, and what they've been able to do.
Well, they're following on the footsteps of Natalia, who came in and kind of set us up as a place where middle distance runners could come and be successful. and they're following up in exactly the same way she did. They're running very well at a young age. They're all, well, 2 of them are sophomores eligibility, one's a junior, and they're always in the top 10 list, either indoors or outdoors, top 10 nationally. You know, Kayla and Savannah finished 2-3 last year at the national championships indoors. And then they've got a group right behind them that are now true freshmen that are all kind of following in their footsteps and doing the same things. I think Jenny Salas this weekend in the 800 ran 2:08, which is a 3-second personal best for her, which is huge in an 800. And it was her first 800 of the year, first 800 as a collegiate, and puts her ahead of where Kayla and Savannah and Clara were in their freshman years at this time. So we've got Kaylee Dodd and a few others, Aurora Dibadakan and Abby Hetherington. I think we're going to run some 800s who are going to be doing the same thing. So our middle distance crew on the women is really good. The DMR they ran this weekend, you know, we had 3 pretty good legs, and then the one leg I was the most confident in, Clara Nichols, didn't go so well. And she is a 2:06 800-meter runner that ran 2:10 or 2:09 high. And then the next day came out and ran 2:06 in the open. And in the open, she ran, you know, aggressively, went after it, and just said, "I'm going to make this race fast." And I think in the DMR, she was a little timid and probably felt the pressure of the team and didn't want to mess it up. So she was conservative. And I think the next time we run it, she'll run 3 or 4 seconds faster, and it'll probably be enough to get us in. Right now we're ranked 9th, but that probably won't hold up by the time we get to the national championships. We probably have to run again and run faster.
And the last one is just, you know, the team splitting up this weekend for the first time. What do you hope to see?
Well, we've only got 4 people competing this weekend. So we've just got a few people going up to Nebraska. And again, it's mostly people who need or want a few more opportunities before they get to the conference meet. For most of us, I think we're kind of the following weekend is a bigger weekend. It's kind of, other than the conference and the national meets, the biggest weekend of the year where we think we're the most ready in the best competitions to produce the best results. So most of the athletes we have kind of dialed in for the February 14th weekend, and this is kind of a training week to prepare for that. But we got a few that are going up to Nebraska.